All right, John, I have a question for you. And Josh, I don't know if you remember this. What was the theme song for the Fantastic Four cartoon in the 90s?
Oh, definitely do not remember that. That's already... Nope, gone. So I'm not there.
I think I remember it. I think I remember it.
Fantastic Four of the 90s.
The 90s one.
Did it start off with Ben Grimm going, ring, ring, do your thing?
That was like the 80s.
Oh.
Old fart.
It was we're a super future family, and we're so very proud to be Fantastic Four.
Sounds like
That's pretty close. That's pretty good. That's not it, though. It was Reed is fantastic, Sue can fade from sight, Johnny is the Human Torch, and the Thing, he just loves to fight. The Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it wasn't a very good cartoon.
Why do you remember
Definitely
this?
don't remember.
Because, John, important things like presidential, like the list, all the presidents and stuff like that, doesn't stick in my head. Because it didn't have a catchy song to it. The Fantastic Four had a catchy song, and I remember it.
It sounds really catchy, like catching a cold catchy.
Yeah, like really bad. Like it might need some
I
penicillin.
remember that cartoon. Though. Didn't Iron Man have a cartoon at the same time?
Yep.
Like they were together, right?
And the Mandarin was green. They made him like an alien, so
Really?
he wasn't racist. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember it was an Iron Man cartoon and a Fantastic Four. That's right.
Yeah.
Whatever.
The Hulk had a cartoon too.
Did he?
Yeah.
I remember that
It
one.
was a weird time. That's when Toy Biz was a big thing. Like, like they all wanted to be the X-Men, but they couldn't quite be as good as the X-Men.
I just remember it was the first time they had a Reed Richards figure with stretchy arms.
Yeah.
You could actually stretch. It was like a little Stretch Armstrong, but it was only,
It was just his arms.
it was just his arms though, which was really weird. But they did have like the cool Invisible Woman, didn't they? That
Yeah.
was invisible.
Yeah, you had that one. Yeah.
I did have that one.
All completely clear.
I still have that somewhere.
I remember I had a Human Torch that you pulled his chest, the string, and it
the
would,
Sparkies?
yeah, well, he would spark, but if you pulled it too fast, he would actually smoke, and I thought that's what he was supposed to do, and he was not supposed to smoke.
Oh.
I pulled him too fast.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know why that house caught on fire.
This is that person that you say, it's like, yeah, they start to melt.
Yeah. I pulled the string really fast and I threw it in a clump of leaves.
Yeah.
And I just walked away in slow motion.
Stupid toy.
It's like, here, fly, Human Torch.
Yeah. So welcome to another exciting episode of Recovering Sidekicks, a weekly comic book review podcast where we talk about single issues, graphic novels, and
Trade paperbacks.
trade paperbacks.
All right, that's
Got
2 weeks
it.
in a row.
You got it.
Yeah.
So, as you know, it's the fourth month of the year.
That's
April.
right.
And we're talking about the classic Marvel family that started it all.
The X-Men.
The X-Men, everyone's favorite. No, we're not.
No.
You know who's not a big fan of the X-Men? Marvel right now. I really hate the X-Men. But we're talking about Marvel's first family, the Fantastic Four.
Woo! Fantastic Four!
The first, the comic created by Jack King Kirby and Stan Lee that created the Marvel Age of superheroes.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
they were so popular they led people to wonder certain things, like the Thing. Is this dork made out of rock too?
I don't know.
Yeah, you know.
I'm assuming,
Reed Richards,
yeah.
does everything stretch? God bless Mallrats.
It's a good underrated movie. Or is it overrated? I don't know.
I think it's underrated.
But John, you're the Fantastic Four expert.
I don't know if I'd be an expert, but I'm a huge fan of the original Fantastic Four. Yes, I
Well,
love
okay.
Fantastic
First, then to test if you're an expert, does the Thing truly love to fight?
He truly does. He really does. Yes.
So you are an expert.
He used to be part of a street gang when he was a kid.
What was the gang?
I don't. Yancey Street.
The Yancey
something.
Street Boys or something?
Yeah, something like that. And now
they fought the Jets and the Sharks, right?
Yeah. That's why Ben went on to school. He said, dang it, I can't dance. He said, I'm going to school instead.
I'm joining the military.
I'm going to fly blades. But that's what was funny. In the comics, they have a little joke where every time he's walking around, the new members of the Yancey Street King, they're always pulling practical jokes on him all the time.
What kind of gang is this?
It's like...
They're like a really...
a little hoodlum gang.
They're just like hoodlum kids.
Yeah,
we're going to cut class and we're gonna go see a movie.
Yeah.
They're not like, we're not going to start slinging some crack on Yancey Street, right?
No, they're just there's literally scenes in comics where like they're sitting up in trees and they're making fun of Ben Grimm. Hey, look, there's that poser, Ben Grimm. He used to be a Yancey guy. Now he's nothing but he's as dumb as a box of rocks. And he's like, "Oh, you're really funny, you freaking kids!"
And then he picks up a lamppost and kills him.
Damn.
They've done tricks on him too, like they've shot pies in his face and stuff, and it's like. It's the wacky moments of the Fantastic Four like that, Yes, he does like the fights.
If a man could literally crush a dump truck in the palm of his hand, would I throw a pie at him? I don't think so. I don't think I would.
You know what happens when you throw a pie on a pile of rocks? The same thing that happens to everything else.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. The greatest X-Men line ever.
Okay, it was the X-Men.
That was X-Men line. You know who wrote that line?
Who's that?
It was Joss Whedon.
Josh Whedon wrote the line?
Josh Whedon wrote that line.
How did he write that line?
He worked on the script until it got passed around and ended up in the laps of Bryan Singer and David Hayter. David Hayter?
He probably wrote that as a joke. He said, "You're kicking me off this?"
I think it was a fill-in line. Like he was like, "I got to come back to this later," and whenever I came back to it, just kind of kept getting passed.
It's in quotes. It's in little apostrophes. Sorry, it says, "You know what happens to a frog when gets struck by lightning?" And it's just like. Quotes, same thing here as everything else. Move on.
Yeah.
We'll come back to that.
We'll come back to that one. There's like a little note on the script and never came back to it.
Yeah. So, anyway.
You have an issue of the Fantastic Four to talk about.
Yes, in honor of Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Because April, is all about Fantastic Four.
It's all about the Four.
I don't
Nothing's about the Fantastic Four anymore, so I figured we would talk about the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, in honor of this month, I decided let's really celebrate the Fantastic Four. I mean, really go all out and celebrate it, and let's make it worthwhile. And I'm bringing out an issue from November of 1991.
91.
Where were you in 1991?
I don't know. I was probably... No, there wasn't any Saturday morning cartoons yet, right? Like, no. I was probably rewatching, I don't know, Aliens? I don't know. I don't know what I was doing in the 90s.
You said it was November 1991?
Yeah, November 1991.
Jesus Jones is real popular. I think I made that joke before.
I was like a year and a half old then.
Oh. Well, in November of 1991, it was time to celebrate the 30th anniversary of the Fantastic Four back then.
Damn!
So I have in my hand here, ladies and gentlemen, the issue number 358 at $2.50 back then.
Holy God, really?
Yes, because...
That's high.
It is, because it's the triple size 30th anniversary issue of the Fantastic Four.
Ooh,
30 years of Fantastic Four. And yes, because it is the 90s, we do have a gimmick cover. A classic gimmick cover.
No, they just say bunnies that cut a hole out in it.
Yeah. It's basically, yes. It's
how do we get more money out of these kids?
Yeah, there's a hole in it with a big picture of the Fantastic Four decorates it. When you open it up, it's a whole bunch of superheroes versus a bunch of Fantastic Four villains.
That's John Byrne's art style, isn't it?
It's actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
It's also, and for those who, if you find this issue, if you are like, oh, I want to see who's in the middle here because they got the hole here, you can turn to the back, and it's got the same artwork. It'll fill in who's missing. So.
Oh, it was Starfire.
Yeah, that's what.
Or Firestar, I mean, because
and Namorita.
Yeah, those are my favorite.
Yeah,
those are my favorite. I'm so sad they got cut out.
But this is a
said nobody.
Yeah, this is a pretty thick issue. There's lots in this issue, but
there's like pages.
Yeah, before we even get to, actually, there's another nice poster here too. Look at that. That's the back cover. Never mind. that's
John's drunk.
No, sorry. I thought I was. It felt different because it's a shinier paper for me. So I thought it was different.
Cardstock.
Yeah. Anyway, but yes, it is a cardstock cover. Now that you mention it, yes, it's cardstock cover.
Fancy.
But before I get into all the extras that's in this fantastic issue, the basic storyline in this one was is actually a storyline that rippled through the Fantastic Four for quite a while.
Long.
The issue before, yes, but the issue before 358, they discover the issue number 357 because that comes before 358.
Wait. Yeah, you're right.
In issue number 357,
I had to carry the one.
Johnny Storm, who at this time is currently married to Alicia Masters, who is, for Fantastic Four fans,
was a blind girl.
Is a blind girl who is the stepdaughter of an enemy of the Fantastic Four, the Puppet Master.
Yeah.
Oh.
To add more drama to this, Alicia Masters also was a blind girl who originally dated the Thing.
Yep.
Who ended up breaking up with her and going off on a bunch of adventures of his own. So while he was gone, Alicia Masters and Johnny Storm kind of hit it off.
Yeah, you don't think
Pretty dick.
he's a
pretty dick there.
douchebag. Yeah, he is a douchebag.
Yeah, think about it.
Let's have sex.
Yeah, I'm sorry, my buddy, my partner, so to speak. Let's be honest, it's like a brother, my brother, so to speak. He dumped you. Hey, you want to hook up and go out together? Yeah, listen. Yeah. That's
Would
the
you
no
really-
with the guys.
Would you really want to go where a rock monster has been?
Could you really? I mean, that's a lot of pressure to compete with that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, but okay. So in 357.
So it's really a competition.
Well, yeah, in
Building
the,
up to
the
350
last Fantastic Four movie, he didn't have a penis.
Yeah. So building up to 357, Johnny Storm and Lisa Masters have been married for a while, and then what happens is that all of a sudden in 357 they discover that
She can
Elias-
see, like Matt Murdock. She's been a fake blind person the whole time.
You're
she sees
kind
the
of right,
world
sir.
on fire, or maybe hers is a world on ice.
You're kind of close there, sir. She can see, and the reason why she can see is because Alicia Masters turns out to be a Skrull.
Bum bum bum.
Oh man, Johnny Blaze put it in a scroll. Wait, that's not his name. That's
Johnny
Ghost
Storm.
Rider. Ghost Johnny Storm.
Johnny Blaze just came out of nowhere. I hit that too.
She's the Marvel Universe bicycle. Everybody's right.
Now I'm gonna go jump a motorcycle over a helicopter. Whatever
Right.
stupid crap he did in that movie.
Oh man, she's an alien. Do it. Just like leaves.
No, so it's a big shock, and it's like, oh my gosh, this woman has been impersonating Alicia Masters, and that's the conclusion.
Wait, okay, so how they discover this? Did they catch her like typing something in the micro? And they're like, wait a minute, you can't see, and she turns around, she's green.
I don't want to ruin it for you, but let's
Ruin
just say that it's
Spoiler for 1991.
Let's just say that starting when we jump into this issue 358, and they have the scroll locked up in a little glass tube. I want to spoil it for you because I want you to do the. I'm trying to promote it, but I will say this for a hint: whatever she was doing, she's in her bathrobe. So I wonder what she was doing when they walked in on her.
Oh man!
So
She was on the Reddit, I think. She was
Right.
one not safe for work.
So this
SFW.
issue, right? So this big 30.
Okay, wait a minute. So you can't just leave it there. She's in a bathroom. What did she do?
I'm honestly.
Was she laying an egg?
No, she was. She was not laying an egg.
Sorry.
What was she doing?
I don't want to ruin it for you.
Were her and Johnny get a little too frisky and he
No,
like,
I think they just kind of walk. I believe she was in the middle of changing, and she's actually contacting the Skrulls when she's doing it. They just kind of walk.
in her bed. Oh, she's a Ivory Cams
right.
model,
Right.
but in space.
1991?
Yeah, right.
Well, the Fantastic
She was
Four
a-
was ahead of its time.
Yeah, she's science. No. So anyway,
She was like, Super Skrull, I'll do that for more tokens.
thanks, guys, but I need more than that.
I'll take a selfie with your name on it for 500 tokens.
Keep in mind the
63 left till goal, come on.
Keep in mind, the Skrulls can change into things too. So that's all kind of freaky.
Like some Skrulls were like, can you maybe turn into the Hulk? Wait, why would you want to do that? I just wanted to see if you could do it. That's all. I don't have
Now
a thing.
turn
I'm
into
not
my dad
sexually
and say, good
attracted to
job,
Hulk.
son.
Yeah, turn into my dad and say, I've always loved you. I'm sorry I never said it.
Okay, but jumping ahead now, all right, into issue 15.
Yeah,
Let's
all right.
move along. But it immediately starts off with Johnny Storm pissed off and attacking the glass cage, screaming, "What have you done with my wife?" Blah blah blah. So it's a big mystery, like what happened to his wife.
Why haven't you been sharing the tokens with me?
But and to take it more sentimental though, there's a really good scene here to show you how, like we keep saying, and I keep pushing, that the thing about the Fantastic Four is they really are they're a family. They really are. So they're able to. Susan Storm is able to calm Johnny Storm down from lose his temper. Otherwise, he's gonna fry her. And then they'll never get answers. But he fries her, and they're running to go check on him. And Ben Grimm has I'm gonna tell you what they says here, just because like I said, to me it's an emotional thing about being a family.
Do the voice in your head what Ben Grimm sounds like.
Okay, he's like Ben Grimm goes running, goes, "There's more man in that kid than almost anybody I ever met. I'll just help him up." And Johnny Storm's really quick to say, I don't need your false sympathy thing. Elisa used to be your girl before I married her, and I can just guess how you feel about this. So go ahead and gloat. Say what's on your mind. Say it. And surprisingly, Ben Grimm's reaction is he says, "Okay, Johnny, I just want you to know that I'm behind you 100%." It sounds cheesy, but it's kind of cool because like if anybody should be laughing at him, it's Ben Grimm because like you took my girl, bitch. I mean, sure, I broke up with her, but but no, it just shows that they're a close family, and he's behind him. He's like, I understand why you're pissed. Let's do it.
That's real upsetting.
Right. So basically, what happens is this scroll, like I said, it ripples down in the Fantastic for a while. She begins to confess. She says her name is Elijah, and for Fantastic Four fans, and if you want to look these issues up later, she literally becomes Elijah the Laser Fist later. If you want to look those up.
The Laser Fist?
Elijah the Laser Fist.
Ah, so she trained with the monks that helped Iron Fist.
Yes.
And she was just way better, so she became the Laser
Yeah,
Fist.
she says, hey, this is awesome. My fists are like iron. Like, oh no, you can't. That one's
That's trademarked.
You can't use that one.
Some rich white boy took that one. You're the Laser
So
Fist.
basically, in this issue is the Fantastic Four sitting there, and it's really about a lot of it is about Johnny Storm's pain of his wife is like what happened to his wife, And Elijah basically confesses and says there's a big twist. Elijah sits there and I hate to spoil it, but I'm gonna have to tell you just because it's a great storyline. It's a real the issue is written really good, and Elijah admits she says your Alicia Masters was kidnapped while you guys were having this thing called the Secret Wars.
Ah.
So he's like, whoa, wait, that was a long time ago. She's like, yeah, I've been Alicia Masters this whole freaking time. The minute
the long con.
Yeah,
I see.
The minute Ben Grimm broke up with me, I was already Alicia Masters, and I had to re-establish. I'm like, oh crap, I'm supposed to seduce Ben Grimm and get into that for. Now what am I gonna do? And then Johnny, you're such a playboy. You're like, hey, you got free? And she was like, never mind. I got another. I got another guy. Never mind, we're set.
Well, the way I see it too is like they're on the planet Skrull,
right?
And they're all drawing straws. Like, who's gonna be the one that has to sleep with the thing? Right. And she's just like, oh no! And then she goes there, and the thing's all occupied. And she's like, woo! Maybe I can move in on this like cute blonde boy.
Right? Yeah. So what's the big twist is that he's like, wait, but that doesn't make any sense because that means she goes, yes, Johnny. You married me. You married a Skrull. I'm your wife. Which is
awesome. You can turn into anything?
And then they contact Matt Murdock for alien super divorce.
Right. So now the big adventure now is she tells the Fantastic Four, I will help you retrieve the original Alicia Masters if you set me free because I don't want to do that anymore because I really did fall in love with you, Johnny, blah, blah, blah.
Aww.
It's that whole storyline. Yes, but while I was kind of you, I fell in love with you. She's like, I don't care. You're a freaking Skrull. I'll burn you alive, you bitch.
I was going to help enslave your entire race, but you were kind of cute and you did get me some flowers sometimes, so I will change my mind.
Yeah, I've changed.
What was that?
Love conquers all, friend.
Even if you're green and wrinkly in the face.
So basically this issue then, it takes place where Reed Richards builds a ship. They fly out into outer space to attack the Skrulls and retrieve Alicia, the real Alicia. And while up there, when they attack the ship, they run into the new, improved, engineered Super Skrull. They used to fight a Super Skrull back in the day, which had all of their powers. The new Super Skrull, which is...
He was really bad at turning invisible, though. Like, that was the power he couldn't do. He wasn't very good at that one.
But they meet a new guy who is a lot cooler looking because the original Skrull was like in a spandex suit, it was like, I'm a superhero too.
Nothing's cooler than purple spandex.
Right. Well, this guy now wears like a cool leather biker jacket with little spikes.
He's real badass.
He's
I ain't your daddy's
Johnny
Super
Blaze
Skrull.
came back.
And we were just debating this before we started recording. Nobody can figure out how to say his name, but it's basically spelled Paibok.
Pydock.
Yeah, somebody figured that out.
Payback.
Yeah, he's the Power Skrull, not the Super Skrull.
Payback, the Super Skrull.
Payback.
He's basically got the same kind of powers too. He's been enhanced too, which is funny to me when you think about it because the Skrulls, if anybody remembers what the Skrulls can do, they can change into all kinds of things.
Yeah.
So,
but they don't have their abilities. They just look like they're like Mystique, right? But the Super Skrull is genetically altered.
but the Super Skrulls, they can change into all kinds of weird monsters. Which is weird, so that makes... Then they can be super strong and stuff. So it's like, why would you need to enhance somebody's powers if you can just change into a monster and stuff?
Because if you have powers already, Won't you want more powers?
It's like saying, it's like going to Superman and going, hey, you know how you can do all this cool stuff? Well, we're going to surgically alter you so now you can...
shoot a miniature version out your hand?
Yeah, why would you need more power? I don't... But okay, whatever.
If a crazy man walked up, he's like, hey, do you want to be able to shoot a miniature version of yourself out of your hand? I'd be like, no, I don't. Actually, now that I think about it, no, that's pretty dumb. That's a pretty dumb one.
I don't know, it'd be kind of fun to you grow it out of your hand and then you throw it. It's like, he's like, no, wait, no!
If I had an infinite amount of action figures that look like me that I could throw at people, I would probably do that. Then all right, I'm going now.
Yeah, so they
you talked me into it, John. Good job.
Right. So then they get on the ship and they
just give up his figures.
they get on the ship and they have to fight all the Skrulls and free Alicia. But then they meet the Power Skrull too, and he's a new villain that they have to fight too. And they do they find Alicia? Do they not? I don't want to ruin it for you, but find the issue. But the trick is here's the trick though is if they do find Alicia. Who does she technically, for lack of a better term, who does she belong to if she's been gone since...
Who does her heart belong to?
Right. So that's the little
spoiler! It's Susan Storm. She was a lesbian the whole time.
Yeah, this issue is actually a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun and a lot of emotional moments. It's really let me go over the cast who worked on this. Tom DeFalco. He did the words. Pictures for Paul Ryan.
The reason why John said he did the words is because back in the day, Stanley, when he would write the credits, Stanley would put in jokes.
Yeah.
So he would say stuff like, did the words, and who did the fabulous inks, and...
Yeah.
Oh,
it goes on.
Yeah, he would do little shout-outs like that.
Yeah, another famous Marvel person is Ralph Macchio.
Ralph Macchio. He was the Karate Kid.
When I was a kid, I was always... No, he's an actual guy. When I was a kid, I used to think that too. Like the same guy, but it's spelled different. But
he did the crazy kid.
He's literally credited for confusion in here. That's what they gave him credit for.
All right.
But I believe he was an actual writer or something for the comics, I think. But the artwork in this is amazing. It's actually my favorite way the Fantastic Four is drawn.
Who's artist?
It's... Danny Belandi is inks.
Pencils.
It doesn't say pencils, it just says inks. It says colors. It doesn't say who's the penciler though. So
oh my god.
So did they call out the marriage between the two or what? Did they stay together?
They stay together.
Yeah.
Okay. Stay together.
Yeah. So what happened? So
yes.
not only is it my favorite way that the way they make Reed Richards look in Johnny Storm stuff. I like the way it's drawn.
Paul Ryan.
Paul Ryan's ink. Okay, there you go.
Paul Ryan.
He runs for government later.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my god, the horrible healthcare act that he was trying to pass. He drew the Fantastic Four and he went to that. He was replaced by a Skrull.
Oh my!
But
real.
Besides getting a really really good story, a really fun story, and with amazing artwork. Besides that, there's really some really fun added bonuses in this issue too for the big 30th anniversary. Each member of the Fantastic Four gets 2 pages where they go over their powers. They show different drawings of different stuff they can do with their powers. That's a lot of fun, just because it's like it's goofy, but it's like, wow, look, Reed Richards can turn into a bouncy ball.
Oh yeah.
It's just stupid things that they can do with their powers.
You can stretch anything, he turns into a ball.
Right. There's when you get to Ben Grimm's page, there's a picture of how strong he is, all different stuff how strong he is. But then there's also pictures of him fighting with some of his biggest fights.
Hey, look, it's the Rhino.
Him fighting the Rhino. Him fighting the Hulk was a big battle back in the day. There's some cool pinups, pictures of some of their villains.
Pinup pictures, eh?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's also what I thought was really fun is there's a whole detailed drawing and map of the Baxter Building, which is the building the Fantastic Four live in. And it literally has a map where it shows floor by floor what's in each floor.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. There's a bunch of other things and a bunch of other little stuff in there that's cool reading. Cool to read. It's a really cool anniversary issue for the Fantastic Four, and it's really well done.
Oh wow, there's a lot of
there's a lot of extra
interviews.
There's a little short story with Dr. Doom in the back too. It really is what a 30th. Or not just the 30th, but it is really a great issue for what anniversary issue should be. they don't do it this well anymore. Nowadays, they do anniversary issues. It comes in just a special cover.
And also that character probably dies in that issue.
Yeah, so this is like I said, it's a perfect, especially since we're doing Fantastic Four all month. This is a great issue to pick up, just for fun. The artwork's amazing, like I keep saying. A nice introduction back into who the Fantastic Four are, that kind of stuff. Fantastic issue.
A fantastic issue for the Fantastic Four.
Oh,
would you give it 4 Fantastic Fours out of 4 Fantastic Fours? Or would you just give it 2 Fantastic Fours out of 4 Fantastic Fours? That's fun to say.
And is it really... And Paul Reiner does a drawing there. I'm going to go on a little nerd. I'm going to say something really...
Oh my
creepy.
god.
I'm gonna go in a really weird, creepy nerd thing that a lot of nerds often say. The way he draws, he makes Susan Storm very attractive, and he even makes the Skrull woman very attractive for Skrull.
She's in bathrobe.
They give her a suit. They give her a Fantastic Four suit to wear when they go up on this adventure with them, and she's kind of hot for a Skrull. For green Skrull.
I think this laid the groundwork for people's love of Gamora.
It very well could have, yeah, that makes sense.
Maybe.
But like I said, when I say that this also this storyline ripples down, the situation with Lyra and the marriage stuff, it doesn't just end after the next issue or whatever. I mean, it's an implication that pops up again because Lyra comes back with Paibach.
Paibach!
Yeah, they come back a couple of times to fight the Fantastic Four again. There's more drama between Johnny Storm and Lyra, he can't help. It goes on throughout several issues where he might actually still have feelings for her because she's a Skrull. She wasn't, but they did have good times together. So it's a very strange situation, especially for somebody like Johnny Storm, who's this big playboy. He settled down with somebody who who completely. So it kind of messes with him.
It took an alien for him to settle down.
Right? Yeah, exactly.
A regular Earth girl could.
A girl that could turn into any woman on the planet.
But one of the things I liked about Fantastic Four too is they did that, where they would set up something. They'd set up like a story or a conflict that the ramifications would continue and it would come back up again. It wouldn't be just a story that they just dropped, like some issues, we beat that bad guy and it's over. No, the Fantastic Four were common for having the villains return under the same story, same thing. So it's pretty cool. And like I said, the Lyra and Paibach villains, they show up a lot. They show up quite a few times, so it's kind of cool. I think even in the newer Fantastic Four, she shows up too, which I couldn't get in the newer Fantastic Four issues, but I think, I think I saw a couple of issues where she shows up. For a spoiler, she's pissed off basically because you dumped us, blah blah blah, and when I say us, like, who could I be talking about? Who would Johnny Storm dump? Us. What do you mean us? So it's like
she's just gonna laser fist the hell out of him.
Yeah, which is I don't know why. She could really do you talk about Iron Fist fisting.
Yeah.
She...
Oh, yeah.
She's got 2 of them, buddy.
They're lasers. So. Yeah. I just gotta say, but there's an app for Streets of Rage in here for the Sega Genesis.
Awesome. It's fun to see the old stuff in there, too.
I love to see the old stuff of games that I actually played.
Yeah.
And also, I love how it says the bottom tagline here. It says, leading the 16-bit revolution.
Yeah,
that was a big deal back then. Now it's just like 16-bit.
Yeah,
we just make that for nostalgia purposes now in indie games.
Now, one of the things about this issue, though, is as you might say, is you might go, well, wait a minute, though. It's the big 30th anniversary of the Fantastic Four, and they fight Skrulls. Really, where's Doctor Doom? Yeah, I get that. I really do. But the Skrulls are such a big villain. They fight everybody a lot. They fought the Fantastic Four. Yeah, so I mean, they showed a lot.
They are memorable.
Were the Skrulls like one of the first villains they fought? Did they predate Doctor Doom?
No, I don't think they predate. I think the Doom was first, but
I know the first issue it was Mole Man.
Yeah,
I don't remember who was in the second issue. Because I picture what the first issue with Doom is. It's the big bubble and they're throwing fire at him and stuff like that.
Yeah,
they're like tiny.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't know. I know. Yeah, it's somewhere real close. One of the but the Skrulls have been around forever, and the Skrulls. A lot of people don't give credit is the fact that. They start off as Fantastic Four villains, but they show up like in the Avengers. They show up all over the Marvel Universe. They fight.
Were the big antagonists in the Secret Invasion story arc.
Right. So I mean, they've been around for a long time. Now, keep in mind though, they've been a big part of the Marvel universe all the time, and the Fantastic Four is only 4 of them, and they fight the whole army of Skrulls.
Yeah.
You know, so it just shows you how badass Fantastic Four is again. You know, hey, buddy, there's 4 of us. We fight them. You guys have to call all the freaking superheroes for the Avengers.
But if you marry one of them, they go down quick.
But technically, if you think about it though, from that point of view, I think Johnny Storm would be able to get out of the marriage, but could he annul it because he was married under false pretense?
He also probably didn't consummate it, right? Wait. You saying you think he consummated it?
I got news for you. He consummated before they were married too.
What? Johnny?
Yeah.
Whoa. Playboy consummated before marriage?
Yeah. They actually, that's a good point too.
That
they
heathen.
When they're sitting here and they're, when she's telling the truth about how this all happened, they do a whole, like, flashback too about that, how, when Ben Grimm returned, like, he comes walking in on him, and he's like, what the frack, you're with my girl, you know? They're like, well, she's not your girl anymore, buddy. But it's
yeah,
just
pal.
I'm not your buddy guy. I'm not your pal friend.
I'm not your friend, guy.
I'm not your guy, buddy.
Yeah, there is a great scene here, now that I mentioned that I talked about it. There's another great drawing, the artwork. Again, the artwork's so great. This is my favorite way that Fantastic Four is drawn. But Johnny Storm's on the roof, and he's, like I said, he's contemplating the whole thing, like, I hate this Skrull so much, but I spent so many years with her, I think I'm in love with her. What do I do? And it is a tough decision. Like,
and to be fair, that is what marriage is. It's just like finding out this person you love is a Skrull.
All right. So, you know. But it's a great... I'm pretty sure you could probably find this. It might be a little tough to find, but if you look hard enough, I'm sure you can find it. It was originally, like I said, $250.
$250? That is insane to me. 91?
But you got to keep in mind, it's triple the size, too. So, it's got a ton of pages in there.
But you know how much comics were when I was in high school? They were $2.25 an issue.
How much were they in 1991 normally then? Like $1?
They were $1 something.
They were $1, yeah. So that's a pricey book right there.
Yeah. But like I said, they could do artwork, pin up like things with the Marvel milestones. Some of the big moments.
That Wolverine picture right there. That was weird.
Yeah, they've got Marvel milestones when they fought the Red Ghost, one of David's favorite.
Hey, in our episode of Story Mechanics, I pitched a Fantastic Four movie with the Red Ghost as the primary bad guy.
Yeah. So
nice.
I mean, the pinup's kind of cool. They got a drawing of when the big moment when Sue and Reed got married.
Is Stan Lee and Jack Kirby in that crowd?
Do they draw?
I don't think so. No, not in this.
Yeah, if you actually read that issue, Stan Lee and Jack Kirby try to attend the wedding, but they get pushed out by.
Dude, it'd be so. Go on.
Yeah, they get pushed out by security.
It'd be so weird to see Stan. Is Stan Lee still have gray hair even then, or?
I think he was kind of always gray. He's kind of gray.
Yeah. The famous moment with Galactus and Silver Surfer.
Stanley with dark
that's
hair.
in there.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Do you remember the name of Galactus's henchmen were?
No, what were they?
They were the Punishers.
Were they really?
Yeah.
So they came out with guns going, oh!
Yeah, they're like, oh, you mowed down my family!
Right.
No, they're just robots.
Just robots?
But they were just called the Punishers, and then they were like, nobody remembers that, so they gave it to another character, and he became more popular.
Okay. Yeah.
So there should be
there
should be an issue where the Punisher fights the Punisher.
Yeah.
And they should fight for the name.
Punisher fights the Punishers.
So I just want to say, too, though, because if you are a Fantastic Four fan, even if you didn't like this issue, I think this issue you should have your collection. I mean, if
just
you're
to celebrate the years.
Yeah, just to celebrate the Fantastic Four. I mean, it's a cool cover. It's a great artwork.
I'll admit, I think that gimmick cover is pretty cool.
Yeah,
some of the gimmick covers are pretty spot on. I like them.
Yeah. And like I said, I just think this is one of the issues you should own. You know, sometimes there's always those issues you should own. If you're a Fantastic Four fan, I think you should own this issue. So.
Sweet.
Own it!
So, yeah. Thank you very much, everybody.
That's a buy it.
Yeah, that's a buy. I feel like, should I smash things? Should I be like, smash it and buy it now? It's a buy.
Buy it here.
A Fantastic Four comic from the 90s with a gimmick cover? Buy it!
Is your mom sleeping? Go right in her purse.
Yeah. Get it now!
Get her a credit card, go on eBay and buy it.
Right. So, yeah.
Definitely don't go down to the guy down the street and buy some no-no stuff from him.
Yeah,
definitely don't do that.
Also, get some tokens for Lyra on my...
I was to say, get some tokens for the arcade because it's the 90s.
Yeah, that too.
That's where you're going.
We do that too. Alright.
See, the 90s had some great times. 90s, just like the music.
And now
was
we know where my
fantastic.
free cans began, so there you go.
Skrulls.
Skrulls.
Aliens gave it to us. But
Free flows.
You know, it makes me wonder, like, when they came up with the idea of the Skrulls, did they accidentally add an R? How about a cool idea? Hey, exclusive R. I've got a great idea for some aliens. We'll call them the Skulls. And then somebody accidentally added an R. And they're just like, oh, crap, we printed it. Stuck down.
no
perfect.
joke. If you read certain issues of Spider-Man, the early issues,
Right.
Spider-Man's real name is Peter Parker. But
Okay.
do you remember the reason why everyone's names are their alliteration? It's Peter Parker, Matt Murdock, Scott Summers, is so Stan Lee could help remember their names when
Right.
he'd write it. Well, certain issues of Spider-Man, if you read the early issues, he would accidentally call him Peter Palmer. And Mary
He
Jane
called him what?
Peter Palmer.
Really?
By accident. And then on occasion he would call Mary Jane Watson Mary Jane Watkins.
I remember the Watkins. Yeah, I remember Watkins.
It's really weird. Like a lot of the times I think if you download the digital issues, they've been corrected. But if you buy like reprinted old issues, it'll still have the errors in it.
That's
It's pretty fun, yeah. I was like,
Nice.
good job.
I know, I know freaking Watson and Watkins.
Yeah.
Weird.
So, are you a huge Fantastic Four fan?
I am.
I'm not talking to you.
Oh.
Listeners.
Josh, are you a huge Fantastic Four fan?
I am mediocre.
I am mediocre.
The man's mediocre 4.
Is it?
Subpar 4.
Right.
But if you are a Fantastic Four fan, do you think are you sad that the Fantastic Four has pretty much gotten the shaft from Marvel lately, since they don't own the film rights to them anymore?
I do wish they had a good movie.
Yeah.
For once.
If were you a fan of the classic 1990s TV series with that catchy tune?
Do you remember
I
it?
did watch that too.
Which is your favorite Fantastic Four movie? Was it the Roger Corman one, or was it the Jessica Alba one, or was it the last one?
The last one.
Which one was my Fan Four Stick? Was my favorite.
Stick.
But
Can I just say I love the Jessica Alba? Can I just say
Did you
that?
just love the Jessica Alba?
I just love the
That's it?
Jessica Alba.
She herself was a Fantastic Four.
Yeah, sure. Or at least a Fantastic 2.
Oh, I see what you did there. Talking about her eyes.
Yes, of course. Her fake
Nice.
blue eyes.
Yeah, that's right. They were fake as hell.
With her fake wig in the second one.
That was real bad.
Yeah.
They couldn't dye her hair. What the
Was
hell,
there
guys?
any issues with the Fantastic Four movies and wigs?
I don't know.
So weird.
It didn't make any sense to cast Jessica Alba. Well, if it's fine, cast Jessica Alba. Just don't make her blonde and blue-eyed if she's not.
Just make her
Yeah.
Susan Storm with
Yeah, I know, right.
Yeah, just a Spanish Susan Storm. Whatever.
dark hair.
I'm just surprised they don't bring back the Fantastic Four now and just give it the spin like they're doing with everybody else.
What's
You know? I don't know. Make Reed Richards a Japanese guy and make Sue Richards
Just
a Puerto Rican woman and
Yeah.
make Ben Grimm not a rock guy but like a lava monster and Johnny Storm is in a wheelchair.
Oh.
You know?
I like that.
Yeah, the Fantastic Four, you know? I'm surprised they didn't bring him back to the old
Fire
twist.
wheels.
Yeah.
I think
His whole body's in a fight, just a wheelchair. Ah!
I think we'll get
That's
a resurgence of Fantastic Four in Marvel Comics once they get the rights back to them. And I honestly do think they will get the rights back to them. I think Fox will eventually just be like, here, have it.
Yeah.
I don't know what they'll have to do.
Do you think, if they get their rights back, do you think it's possible, really, to write a great Fantastic Four movie? Could it be done? Or do you think Hollywood just can't do it?
And yes, it can be done, and it has been done.
And what?
It was a
Guardians
movie
of the
called
Galaxy.
No, it was a movie called The Incredibles. A superpowered family
Yeah.
that bickered and fought and went on adventures. It was The Incredibles. And that showed that movie. And that you could tell that even their costumes were the Fantastic Four costumes.
Yeah,
they
like
just
it's-
switched around the powers.
Yeah. The fact that the youngest kid in there is really, really powerful. And it's it's the Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
It's pretty much it was It was Disney doing the Fantastic Four. Like, how do we do the Fantastic Four? But like, no, I'm doing
We
it.
don't know Marvel yet.
When do we get that as a live action movie?
The Incredibles?
Yeah, when is that going to?
That'd be like we would get a live action Toy Story before that. No,
That's
that
probably
sounds
true,
weird.
yeah.
Oh my god.
That freaks me
I
out.
feel that. Oh, that'd be so scary.
Yeah, I don't think you can make it fun. I think it would be too creepy.
Do you want a live action Up? I don't.
Oh no!
God.
Makes me sad.
It was already sad when there was cartoons.
Yeah.
You know what they'll do? Because, they fill in some stuff. They'll probably, the live action Up, they'll probably show the body in the casket.
Whoa.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm just saying, they probably will. He'll be crying while she's laying there in the casket.
Up is now
It's live now. Yeah, it's live.
PG-13.
It's a live action movie, so.
My God. All right. We went in dark places in the end of this episode. Well, you can always contact us on the Twitter. I am at Exploited Geek.
I am Blackie Pueblo.
And I'm a huge hamburger.
Such a huge hamburger.
It's so
You
huge.
you can also follow us on our Tumblr. We have a Tumblr. Story Mechanics podcast.
Tumblr. We're so
on the
hip.
Tumblr. On the Tumblr.
We're so
I
hip.
hate Tumblr.
So super.
Not that
hip.
hip. I really hate Tumblr. But whatever. But you can always contact us via email at storymechanicscast@gmail.com. If you have a theme you want us to do for a month, whether it be a superhero or just a general theme, superheroes in red, or favorite comics about speedsters,
Yes.
or favorite, like no comics.
I
Oh,
want
yeah.
the Mona Lisa for the whole.
But or comic books based off of like bad TV show adaptations, or
Alright.
there's a lot of those. I find a lot of Darkman adaptations or Meteor Man in bargain bins.
I'm kind of rooting that somebody sends an email and says, why don't you do a whole month of Vampirella? Yes!
All
We can do
right.
that.
Vampirella, yes!
Do that. I want to do a whole month on ROM.
Yeah.
That'll never happen. Don't worry, guys. It won't happen. But we would love to hear from you. You could also just send us a comment on our actual website, mechanicscast.com. Just scroll down in the comment section and type it up there. And if you want to say that you hate the Fantastic Four and never talk about them again, too bad! We'll bring them up eventually.
Fantastic Four. More like Fantastic Four.
But if you want to listen to...
Oh, good one.
Oh, I see what you did there. That's mean. But you can also listen to our past episodes of this month where we talk about the Fantastic Four, where the first episode John talks at length about the Fantastic Four fighting a magic group called the Salem 7.
Yeah, the Salem 7.
And then I talk about the issue about that time the Fantastic Four killed Hitler.
Yes. Or was it Hitler?
History,
Hey,
John.
Wolfenstein did it. The Fantastic Four can do it.
Yeah. Who hasn't killed Hitler?
Exactly.
Brad Pitt's group of, they killed
Captain
him.
America's knocked him out of it times. So.
The glorious. No, right. It's Inglorious Bastards.
But yes, tune in next week, another Fantastic Four issue. Maybe something a little weird. Maybe a little something crazy. Something dangerous with the Fantastic Four. Something different. I know. Actually, I do know. I have the comic planned out.
Ooh, the suspense is killing me.
Yeah.
Oh, here. I heard not right on that.
Please, no. And on that
I
note...
see laser fist in someone's future.
Oh,
damn.
tokens!
It's not even your birthday, buddy.
Peace!
See ya.
Yeah.